Hey everybody, Alan here with Telekinesis Studios. I have another quick tip for you. And this week we're going to be focused less on exactly how to do things, say in Final Cut, and more just on workflow issues, why it's so important to use keyboard shortcuts in any work that you do. And I am going to be demonstrating that in Final Cut Pro 10, but this applies to any software program that you might use. This is very much a beginner level tip, by the way, so if you're not a total noob, skip this one. Just skip it right now. So a lot of people ask me why it's so important to use keyboard shortcuts, and the simple answer is it just makes everything go faster so that you can get home at the end of the day earlier. Or if you're working at home, you can stop working and start playing Xbox. It's that simple. If it takes you 5 seconds to click up here and do this and go over there, and if it takes you 5 seconds to do something and you can cut that down to 1 second, and it's something that you do 100 times a day, that's 400 seconds that you've saved. And that type of stuff adds up a lot over time. So the more you can learn to do with your keyboard, the better. Now, we're going to be demonstrating this in Final Cut Pro 10. So to set your keyboard shortcuts, or to just look at what they are, you want to learn this keyboard shortcut very first. This Command-Option-K brings up the command editor. The other way to access that is to go into Final Cut Pro menu, Commands, Customize. But learn this keyboard shortcut, Command-Option-K, because I use this a couple of times a week, every week. So once you have the keyboard editor open, click the pull-down menu in the top left corner where it says Default. You can see I have a custom command set already that I call Allen Edit. What you want to do with default is duplicate it, name it something else, name it something else, and then you can start making your changes. So I use the command editor all the time because I'm always discovering new ways to do things. Like in last week's Quicktips video, I showed an example of that in my color grading workflow, and there's a bunch of other things that you can do. So you can see there are all of these commands here, and a lot of them are already assigned, but a lot of them aren't. So if you use a SAN location all the time, for instance, you should click this, set it to something that you're going to remember and that you're going to be able to use, and use it all the time. Now, that's a weird example because I don't know how many people, use SAN locations a lot, but here's a really good one. Apply color correction from previous edit. If you're doing color correcting, that is a really handy thing to do. Any of these, previous edit, 3 edits prior, 2 edits prior. And by default, they're not assigned. Now, if we go to Allen Edit, the one that I have already built, you can see I've assigned them to Control Option 1, 2, and 3, and it just makes life a whole lot faster. So, thanks for your time. Remember, keyboard shortcuts are good, and that applies to anything, not just Final Cut. If you're using Photoshop, Illustrator, After Effects, Motion, if you do sound editing, if you're in Pro Tools or Nuendo or Logic, or even if you're just working in Microsoft Office and you can save a couple of minutes a day by learning keyboard shortcuts, that's a couple of minutes a day that you don't have to be at a job that requires you to use Microsoft Office. Now that's an important tip. Stay tuned, more stuff coming next week, and subscribe to this channel and our main channel for awesomeness. Thanks. Bye.